I am Haris Suraju. The headlines. President Bola Tinubu congratulates Managing Director Chief Executive of News Agency of Nigeria, Mala Ali Mohammed Ali, on his 60th birthday. Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors issues 21-day ultimatum to federal government over attacks on medical personnel nationwide. FCT Minister of State applauds First Lady Oluremi Tinubu as 1,030 traders receive empowerment support in Abuja. And police confirm rescue of abducted former Minister Adelabu's sister and two children. And now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated the Managing Director Chief Executive of the News Agency of Nigeria, Mala Ali Mohammed Ali, as he marked his 60th birthday on June 7. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said the President rejoices Mala Ali, a distinguished journalist and administrator who has both extensive experience, skills, and an influential network to strengthen further the mandate of the nation's foremost news agency. President Tinubu acknowledged the Managing Director's efforts to bridge the gap among citizens, private sector leaders, and the government through strategic coverage of national and international events, as well as the promotion of specialized reporting on key sectors and programs. He further said, under Ali's watch, NAMI continues to demonstrate consistency in news gathering, sharing and networking with multilateral institutions, foreign news agencies, and media platforms. Efforts that have further enhanced the image of the country and help in mitigating the spread of fake news, particularly through online engagement. While commending Mala Ali, the management and staff of the agency for sustaining the mandate of Africa's leading news agency, President Tinubu prayed that God will grant him continued good health, strength, and wisdom for more years of meritorious service to the nation. Now, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors now has issued a 21-day ultimatum to the federal government to start implementing a national framework for the protection of healthcare workers following a growing wave of attacks on medical personnel across the country. NARD issued the ultimatum at a press briefing to end its Ordinary General Meeting (OGM), which took place in Kano, where it also declared an industrial dispute with the government over 14 unresolved demands affecting the health sector. According to the union's president, Mohammed Suleiman, the rising cases of assault, intimidation, harassment, and violent attacks on doctors pose a serious threat to Nigeria's already fragile healthcare system. As part of its resolutions, the association demanded the immediate investigation, arrest, and prosecution of perpetrators of attacks on health workers, while urging the government and security agencies to strengthen protection for medical personnel and facilities nationwide. Consequently, the OGM gave the federal government a 21-day window to commence concrete actions towards the development and implementation of a national healthcare workers assault prevention and response protocol, as well as the initiation of the necessary legislative process to address the menace. These include the immediate release and payment of the 2026 Medical Residency Training Fund, which the association noted remains unpaid, despite repeated assurances. The association also demanded payment of outstanding 25-35% countless arrears, settlement of 19 months of unpaid professional allowance arrears, and clearance of salary and promotion arrears across federal and state health institutions. Now moving to the nation's capital, where the FCT Minister, Barrister Izon Wesomwiki, has attributed Nigeria's ongoing infrastructure development to the courageous leadership, vision, and political will of President Bola Tinubu, describing the administration's projects as evidence of purposeful governance. Speaking at the 36th convocation ceremony of the University of Port Harcourt, where he delivered a lecture on leadership and infrastructure development, Wiki said President Tinubu has demonstrated the capacity to take difficult decisions and mobilize resources toward addressing the nation's infrastructural deficits. The minister noted that infrastructure remains a key measure of leadership effectiveness, stressing that investments in roads, railways, power sector, housing, and digital infrastructure are critical to economic growth and social development. He added that the current administration has provided a new direction to projects inherited from previous governments. Media cited major projects including the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, Sokoto-Badagry Super Highway, Abuja-Kaduna Zaria-Kano Road, East-West Road, Railway Rehabilitation Project, and power sector reforms as examples of the administration's commitment to transforming the country's economic landscape. He also defended the removal of fuel subsidy as a bold but necessary decision that has created more fiscal space for development, urging Nigerians to support ongoing efforts to build a functional and integrated economy. The lecture formed part of activities marking the university's 36th convocation ceremony. Now, still from the nation's capital, where the FCT Minister of State, Dr. Mariam Mahmoud, has applauded the First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu for her steadfast commitment to empowering persons with disabilities and advancing social inclusion across the country. In a statement by the Minister's media aide, Austin Elemwe, Dr. Mariam Mahmoud stated this at the official empowerment of 1,030 traders in Karumajigi in Abuja Municipal Council on Saturday, where she described the initiative as a practical demonstration of the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which prioritizes the welfare, inclusion, and economic empowerment of all Nigerians. Dr. Mariam Mahmoud noted that the program reflects the federal government's determination to ensure that persons living with disabilities are actively integrated into the nation's socio-economic development and provided with opportunities to achieve self-reliance. He commended Senator Oluremi Tinubu for her compassion, visionary leadership, and unwavering dedication to humanitarian causes, stating that her interventions continue to restore hope, dignity, and economic opportunities to vulnerable citizens across the country. He reaffirmed the commitment of the FCT administration to promoting policies and programs that guarantee accessibility, equal opportunities, and full participation of persons with disabilities in governance and development. The minister also urged beneficiaries of the empowerment program to maximize the opportunities provided to enhance their livelihoods, achieve economic independence, and serve as agents of positive change within their communities. Earlier in her remarks, former FCT APC wing leader Ms. Hail Mary Aipo commended the First Lady for her generosity, compassion, and thoughtful initiatives towards women, families, and vulnerable Nigerians. Now, the minority leader of the 9th Senate and FCT APC Central candidate, Senator Philip Tanimu Ajuja, has assured residents of Pape and Durumi 3 communities in the FCT of his commitment to intervening in challenges arising from recent demolition exercises and looming demolition threats affecting the areas. Senator Ajuja gave the assurance during a meeting with community leaders, stakeholders, and residents aimed at finding a way forward following the growing concerns over the fate of affected households and property owners. Pipe community was recently affected by demolition activities, while residents of Durumi 3 are currently grappling with fears of a possible demolition exercise that could displace several families and businesses. Addressing the gathering, Senator Ajuja expressed sympathy with the affected residents, noting that the concerns raised by the communities were genuine and deserving of urgent attention. He assured them that he would engage relevant government authorities, agencies, and critical stakeholders to seek an amicable and lasting solution that will protect the rights, welfare, and livelihoods of the people. According to him, development should be pursued with due consideration for the welfare of citizens, stressing that affected residents deserve to be treated fairly and with dignity. The FCT APC Central candidate emphasized the importance of dialogue and peaceful engagement in resolving issues relating to land administration and urban development, assuring the communities that their voices would not go unheard. Now, the Renewed Hope Ex-Councillors Forum has congratulated all candidates who emerged as flag bearers of the All Progressive Congress (APC) for the 2027 governorship elections across Nigeria, describing their emergence as a major step forward towards consolidating progressive governance at the state level. In a statement issued at the National Secretariat in Abuja and signed by the National Coordinator, Barrister Bashir B. Baali, the forum said the candidates' victory at the party primaries reflected their dedication, political experience, leadership qualities, and commitment to the ideals of the APC. The forum, made up of former local government councillors, said it understood governance from the grassroots and was confident that the candidates would strengthen democratic governance, sustainable development, and inclusive prosperity if elected. The forum used the opportunity to call for unity within the APC ahead of the 2027 general elections. It urged all party faithful, stakeholders, and supporters to set aside differences and rally behind the candidates to ensure victory at the polls. The group stressed that internal cohesion would be critical to defeating opposition parties. The Ex-Councillors Forum also offered prayers for the candidates, asking Almighty God to grant them wisdom, strength, good health, and the courage to lead issue-based and peaceful campaigns. The forum said it would remain neutral among the APC candidates, during primaries, but would give full support once candidates emerge. The Renewed Hope Ex-Councillors Forum described itself as a national body of former local government councillors committed to mobilizing grassroots support for the policies and vision of the APC and President Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. Now on security matters, the FCT Police Command has begun a strict enforcement drive against vehicles with unauthorized tinted glasses, covered number plates, and improper registration in the Federal Capital Territory. Briefing journalists in Abuja, Commissioner of Police Professor Ahmed Sanusi said the operation is designed to tackle crimes such as one-chance robberies, kidnappings, and other offences often committed using vehicles to avoid identification. The CP disclosed that over 30 vehicles have already been impounded, while their owners face prosecution. He urged residents to cooperate with the police and report suspicious activities to enhance security across the FCT.
Ongoing enforcement, over 30 vehicles found to be operating with tinted glasses, covered or obscured number plates, and without proper registration have been impounded. The owners, cum operators of these vehicles will be charged to court in accordance with the laws of the Federation and the FCT Road Transport Regulations Act 2023.
Now, still on security matters, the Nigerian Police Force has confirmed the successful rescue of a woman, Ms. Olaide Busayo Adegoke John Paul, and her 12-year-old twin sons, Peter and Paul, who were abducted in Ibadan, Oyo State on June 3, 2026. Force Public Relations Officer DCP Anthony Okunplacid disclosed this in a statement on Saturday that the victims were rescued during a coordinated operation carried out by operatives of the Force Intelligence Department, Intelligence Response Team, FIDIRT, at about 7:30 p.m. on June 6. According to DCP Placid, Ms. Adegoke and her children were kidnapped while she was driving them to school at about 7:30 a.m. on June 3. The statement said that the rescue followed a sustained intelligence gathering, surveillance and tactical operations that enabled investigators to track the movement of the kidnappers and locate their hideout. Police operatives subsequently engaged the suspects in a confrontation during which two alleged kidnappers were fatally wounded. Two rifles were also recovered from the suspects. The statement quoted IGP Olatunji Disu as commending the courage, professionalism and dedication of the FIDIRT operatives and other officers involved in the operation, noting that their resilience was instrumental in securing the safe release of the hostages. Now, the Katsina State government has intensified security operations to secure the release of former Director of Defense Information, Major General Rabi Abubakar retired, his wife and other victims in captivity, expressing optimism that ongoing efforts will soon yield positive results. In a statement issued on Saturday, the Katsina State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Bala Zango, disclosed that Governor Dikko Rada has directed relevant security agencies to prioritize the safe rescue of Abubakar, his wife, and other abductees. According to the government, preliminary investigations revealed that the abduction was not a random attack, but a deliberate operation orchestrated by organized criminal elements. Evidence gathered by the security agencies indicates that the retired general and his spouse were rumored were monitored and trailed from Kaduna, their point of departure, before being intercepted and abducted. Authorities explained that security agencies are leveraging both advanced technology and ground intelligence in an effort to track down the perpetrators and ensure the safe return of all victims. The Katsina State government described the attack as an affront not only to the retired military officer and his family, but also to all citizens who have devoted their lives to the service of the nation. However, it reaffirmed its determination to bring those responsible for the abduction to justice and dismantle the criminal networks behind such attacks. You are watching ASU Television News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the virtual band channel 38. Still to come. Nigerian Bar Association Women Forum FCT urges women in legal profession to prioritize professional development. Here is for this and more stories. Thanks for staying with us. And the news continues. The Nigerian Bar Association Women Forum, FCT Abuja chapter, has urged women in the legal profession to prioritize their professional development and capacity building. The call was made at the Nigerian Bar Association Women's Forum FCT annual picnic, transforming professional networking into a day of celebration, support, and entertainment. The report.
It was a day to unwind, network, and have fun with colleagues as women in the legal profession gathered together out of the courtroom to relax in a fun-filled atmosphere. Speaking at the event, the chairperson, Nigerian Bar Association Women Forum, said the main essence of the gathering is to provide an avenue for networking and relaxation for lawyers.
Potluck that everybody brings whatever he wants, and we meet up, we eat together, we unwind, we speak, we talk about work, we talk about leisure, and we meet different people from all sectors of law, and we broaden our network from them.
On her part, the state lead, Nigerian Bar Association Women's Forum, FCT Abuja chapter, Hadiza Figbua, said the forum was established to provide support for female lawyers.
A forum that with a mandate to provide capacity building, training for our upcoming lawyers, our younger lawyers. So we have come a long way, as you must have been hearing. But what we are doing today, every year we set aside one day. One day, because it is really, really special. We call it picnic, but it's actually a mentorship opportunity, like what you are seeing here today. You can see we have over 12, 15 senior advocates of Nigeria here.
Senator Dino Malayi, one of the guests at the event, expressed support for female lawyers in the country.
Actually, there's not supposed to have any dichotomy between male and female lawyers, but this group and association is to make sure that all the negatives, all the gaps between male and female lawyers is being closed. And we who believe in women and the practice of law by women, we are here to energize them, to encourage them, to promote them, and to make sure that they get to their rightful place in history, especially in the practice of law.
The picnic-themed Potluck Picnic with Purpose, an annual event on the legal calendar in the nation's capital, featured mentorship, engaging games, painting, entertainment, food, and lots of important discussions. For ASO Television News, I am Haris Sidi Siraju.
The FCT chapter of the Nigerian Environmental Society, NES, staged a sensitization and cleanup exercise at Wuse Market, Abuja to mark this year's World Environmental Day. Daniel Review reports.
Led by FCT chapter chairman, town planner Leke Emmanuel, the NES team departed its Otako secretariat for the market, where it was warmly received by market officials. Beyond clearing wastes from key areas, the exercise centered on engaging traders and shoppers in conversations about waste segregation, reducing plastic use, and how clogged drains from market waste worsen urban flooding during Abuja's rainy season. Next message, which was unmistakable, states that environmental responsibility starts in everyday spaces where waste and poor sanitation directly leads to climate risks and public health threats.
For the right place when they go put dirty. Not throw away polythene for ground.
Speaking to newsmen, NES executives and market officials all agreed that environmental consciousness is essential in building a more resilient and sustainable future for all.
Part of the sensitization we are also bringing to the fore is that, look, if you must fellow, do not fell all the trees. Because if you put down all the trees by felling them, the adverse effect will be increased temperature. But it also cause flooding because those trees has roots that actually keeps the soil together. It will also cause destruction in lives and property because the trees also helps as windbreakers. So the environment has its own unique features. That's what you call it biodiversity.
World Environment Day is to create awareness about our environment, to create awareness about environmental issues such as pollution, such as flooding, such as global warming, sustainability, all those ill of the environment. That's what we have decided to put aside, to bring awareness to people. The need for them to take care of their environment, the need for them to do what is needful, the need for them to live well, the need for them to do what is right, because the environment is very sensitive. Without good environment, our health will be jeopardized.
I think times without number, we had advocate that everybody should have a small dustbin where they can keep their dust, where they can keep all the bins inside. And then I'm calling, using this medium, to say that every shop owner must have where they dump their bin accessible to the cleaners, where they can pick it and make the market clean for everybody.
The key highlight was the donation of waste bins to the markets. World Environmental Day, instituted by the United Nations, is commemorated globally on June 5th. Daniel Obi, ASO Television News.
Now, the federal government has expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the 2026 National Common Entrance Examination, NCEE, describing the exercise as orderly, credible, and well coordinated across the country. Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Said Ahmed, gave the assessment after monitoring the examination at Model Secondary School, Mitama, Federal Government Boys College, Apu, and Federal Government Technical College, Garki in Abuja. Speaking to journalists after inspection, the minister commended the National Examination Council, NECU, for ensuring hitch-free exercise, noting that candidates adhered to examination guidelines and that officials demonstrated professionalism in the conduct of the examination. According to the minister, checks on registration records showed that candidates complied with the approved age bracket of 10 to 12 years, reinforcing the confidence in the integrity of the admission process into federal unity colleges. Professor Ahmed expressed concern over the number of registered candidates who failed to appear for the examination. She disclosed that officials recorded as many as 18 absent candidates in one examination hall, describing the figure as significant and deserving of further investigation. Now, the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC has recorded significant improvements in road safety during the 2026 Eid al-Kabir special patrol operations, with major reductions in crashes, injuries, and the number of people involved in road accidents nationwide. A statement by FRSC spokesperson DCC Osundu Ohaire said road traffic crashes dropped by 25.65% from 191 cases recorded in 2025 to 142 in 2026, while the number of people involved in crashes also declined by 20%. FRSC attributed the achievement to intensive patrols, enhanced traffic management, public enlightenment campaigns, strategic deployment of personnel, and improved emergency response efforts across major highways. Corps Marshal Sheikh Mohammed commended personnel, special marshals, and partner agencies for their dedication and professionalism throughout the operation, and also appreciated motorists who complied with traffic regulations and safety advisories during the festive period. While expressing satisfaction with the outcome, the Corps Marshal reaffirmed the agency's commitment to strengthening road safety interventions and urged Nigerians to maintain safe road practices beyond festive seasons, stressing that road safety remains a shared responsibility on all citizens. Now, a humanitarian, Dr. Kayode Olusola Fashola, has urged those Nigerians who are blessed in one way or the other to support the poor in the society. Dr. Kayode Olusola made the call during the launch of his book, Digital CEO in Abuja. Topsy has details.
Dr. Kayode Olusola Fashola, who is a member of Rotary International, a founder of Kayode Olusola Fashola Organization Development and Empowerment, and an author, said he began serving humanity in 1977 till now and a complete accounting expert by his merit. He said it is for this reason that he decided to join Rotary International in order to serve the unserved humanity better.
So that we can also impact on the larger or bigger society. And so that is why I need to have the foundation to be able to continue to make the nation better, because everything is not about government. The moment you can also do the little you have for your neighbor, which many people are not doing. If we are all doing that, the truth is that poverty will reduce.
The book reviewer and a PhD course mate with Dr. Fashoa, Dr. Joy Haruna, said the book is a complete work of accounting with personal encounters of the author for others to read and learn from his experience. A former Vice Chancellor and Fashoa PhD supervisor, Professor Mohammed Menoma, described the author as a person who is versatile in the accounting world and encouraged people to read the book for personal gain in accounting. A member of the House of Representatives, Plateau State, Mr. Dacholo Mark, made similar remarks about the author.
I tell you, wherever you find corruption, there's an accountant somewhere behind. And this book has once again encouraged us to stand in integrity.
We live to expectation on his legacies and the kind of person he is. So I have no doubt that this will be one of the foundations in the near future.
At the book launch, the District Governor, Rotary International 9127, Dr. Joy Okoro, and the monarch from Ondo State, Kabiyesi Deji Akure, also spoke about the author, Dr. Kayode Olusola Fashoa.
It's going to be very, very interesting, and I know that we will apply knowledge and everything into it.
Do you believe he lived 50 years? So if you are somebody like that, so my prayer is, God will give him good health. That's good health. Others will follow. Good health.
The launch attracted people of both high and low, including Senators, SSA to the President on Economic Matters, and the Accountant General of the Federation, and many others. Topsy Gimba reporting for ASO Television News.
Now that's a bulletin, but before we go, let's take a look at one of our major stories. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated the Managing Director Chief Executive of the News Agency of Nigeria, Malam Ali Muhammad Ali, as he marked his 60th birthday on June 7th. On behalf of the producer and the entire production crew, I'm Hadis Sidi Sirajo. Thanks for watching.